Pool players from around the globe have made their way to Chesapeake, Virginia, USA to compete for Pro Pool's most coveted title, the U.S. Open 9-Ball Championship. There's beauty and color in this game, but it's cuemanship that scores the points. Each match is a race to 11 games with $50,000 and the coveted trophy awaiting the ultimate winner. Let's screw it together, rack 'em up, and get it on. The U.S. Open 9-Ball Championship is brought to you by Chalk Off, the complete pool table and cue cleaner. Now, to introduce the players in this feature match, here's Scott Smith in the Chalk Off Arena.
Welcome back, those of you viewing live on billiardclub.net. We'd like to welcome you to the 32nd edition of the U.S. Open 9-Ball Championships. We're in Chesapeake, Virginia, with the world's greatest pool players. This is day number 2 of this year's U.S. Open. We started with 233 of the world's greatest players. Everybody's still left in the tournament. Races to 11. Final race will be Saturday night at 9 o'clock, and that'll be to 13 games. At this time, we'd like to introduce the 2 principals in our feature matchup. Our first gentleman recently won the Texas State 9-Ball Championships. Terrific player from McAllen, Texas. Please welcome Mr. Sylver Ochoa. Thank you. And his opponent, one of the young guns on tour. He's from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. He's had a great year thus far in 2007. In May, he won the EnjoyPool.com Open in Las Vegas. He was runner-up at the World Summit of Pool, and he's this year's World 10-Ball Champion from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Please welcome Mr. Shane Van Boening. Thank you. Gentlemen, you may lag for the first break.
Thanks, Scotty. Well, this is one that is certain to whet the appetite of all our pool-playing enthusiasts and fans out there. One of the young guns, one of the players that we're all hearing volumes about. On the left, Shane Van Boening, and he's hooked a tough horse in Sylver Ochoa from Texas. Just recently won the Texas State 9-Ball Championship. And Danny, it's going to be Texas with the opening break and the lag.
And young man versus young man. You know, Shane is 24 and Sylver's 22. Do you remember when you were that old? No.
No. No.
I don't either. Anyway, it's I know Shane real well.
How about this for a celebrity racker?
Yeah.
Only the Scorpion, who just happens to be sponsored by the Chameleon Rack. And Johnny is asked to go down there for the feature match here today and rack the balls for these 2 players. And how fortunate are we? We're going to see one of the best players in the world show some of the young guns a little bit of respect here, rack the balls for them. And well done, Johnny Archer. Sylver Ochoa, the opening rack, a race to 11.
I don't know him real well, but I know Shane very well. And I interviewed him at a tournament, and he's from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I said, who do you play there? He said, nobody. I said, you mean you practice by yourself and you got this good? He said, yeah, that's it. Usually you need some players to get good. Anyway, first break, we got a snooker after pocketing some balls.
Well, I'll tell you a little bit more about Shane and how I feel he has matured into one of the best young players, certainly in America, if not the world. Sylver looking at right now a push. And as you said, Danny, 22 years of age, so he too has the pool world at his feet.
Oh, yeah, they got long, great careers ahead of them.
And I mentioned in the pre-match interview with Shane Van Boening, there's still 2 spots up for grabs on Team USA in the upcoming Moscone Cup. And what a great performance by either one of these 2 would mean to that. Well, only the selection committee can answer that. But the push out and leaving just the right edge of that one available for Van Boening.
Well, I have a shot here, but he left him a shot at the ball.
Oh, that's a huge mistake from Sylver Ochoa.
Yeah,
leaving that ball available.
I thought he had too thin a hit, but he made it right in. He doesn't have to worry about position here if he pockets the 2, because the 3 is what you call leaning.
Leaning. It's a leaner. It's a hanger.
It's a leaner, a cherry, a hanger. So he just has to pocket this.
Great shot from Shane there. A lot of people don't know Shane is deaf. He wears a hearing aid, and that can work in his favor. You know, obviously he's oblivious to any distractions of a, you know, the noise variety. And that's why when I interviewed him, Danny, I had to make sure that I was looking right at him so he could read my lips.
Well, that is something. I interviewed him, and I wasn't aware of that, but, you know, it's not such a big disadvantage.
Oh, I don't think it's a disadvantage at all.
Especially if you're married.
I knew a snooker player from Ireland, world-class snooker player. Joe Swale, his name was. He was deaf. And I'll tell you what, he got to the top 16 of the world in professional snooker, and he used his hearing deficiency as an advantage, and I have a feeling Shane's doing the very same thing in the pool world.
Right. But anyway, he's getting through this first rack like, you know, nothing to it.
Cut that one just a little thick, but he plays very quick, as you can tell. And just like that, the man from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, takes the first rack. It's 1-0 over Sylver Ochoa, and Shane with the break in rack number 2.
This has been a production of Billiard Club Network. For more, log on to billiardclub.net.